Hey, hi everyone. My name is Shaylee Ann Billabur Ferrer, and this is my project on sea level rise at Mokuoloe. So this is just a bit of where I come from. I put pictures here of me and my family. I have three younger sisters that always seem to keep me busy. And I come from Hula, Oahu, which is a city on the North Shore. And I graduated from Maryknoll High School, but now I'm at Chaminade University. At Chaminade, I am studying computer science and I'm going into my sophomore year. And what really interests me about computer science is the coding aspects of it. Being able to create or execute something with just a few simple words and symbols, it really fascinates me. And then in school, I also took an intro to Python class. And for our final, we had to pick a library to present. And my group picked Matplotlib. And there I got to see data being turned into visuals. And that also sparked my interest. So why did I join this program? Overall, I joined this program to gain experience in my field. The only experience I had was in the classroom, so I wanted to branch out and learn some of the real world implications of my studies. And um, I also wanted to understand overall like what I could do with computer science. So why did I choose sea level rise? Well, originally I wanted to focus on coastal erosion, but I grew up on the North Shore, so I always witnessed coastal erosion. Every time I would go to the beach, I'd see sandbags lined up in front of houses, or every time there was a storm, the road would have to be closed, either because it was damaged or it was flooded. So the question I kept asking myself was, how much longer do we have until our beaches, our roads, and even our houses are gone? And as I was looking for data, my mentors really helped me find data sets in regards to sea level rise and extreme weather events. And these data sets were coming from Mokuoloe, which is in Kaneohe on the windward side of Oahu. So that is primarily where I focused my project. And this is a little bit more about the data. It's coming from earth.gov and their official 2022 technical report, which includes the most up-to-date sea level rise scenarios. So the first data set I got was the relative sea level rise from 2005 to 2150. And then I got the extreme water level gauges, which told me the water surge during specific extreme events like storms or king tides. And then these events, they're measured in yearly return levels from zero point 0.1 to 100. And for example, a storm that has a 100-year return level, it means that this storm happens once every 100 years. And I also use this data to calculate the crest height during specific extreme water level events during any given year and that year's relative sea level. And then see, these are the tools that I used. For Python, I used Jupyter Notebook, and I became familiar with pandas for cleaning and Plotly for visualizing. And then I also used Streamlit to build the interactive dashboard through an app.py file that I downloaded through Jupyter. And this dashboard updates based on a user selection. And then finally, I used GitHub to update and publish my dashboard for everyone else to see. And this is what I built. I built a custom dashboard slash web app that allows users to toggle between different sea level rise scenarios and visually see the differences. And I also built a final graph that combined the sea level rise data and the extreme water level data to predict future crest height in Mokuoloe during a specific extreme tide levels. So this is the video of my web app. There, the red dot is Mokuoloe. You can zoom in and out of the map. And Scrolling down this first section, it shows the sea level rise projections for each scenario of global sea level rise. So there is the drop down. You can choose which scenario you'd like, and then the graph will update based on your selection. And then this second section, it shows the extreme water level gauges during different yearly return levels at Mokuoloe. And then final section, it combines both data sets looking at future crest height during different water events and sea levels. So there you can choose which flood event you'd like. And then right now it's in the 0.3 low scenario. So if you scroll back up to the top and choose a different scenario, this first graph will change and the last graph will change as well. And then this last drop down just shows the differences between the graphs and what they mean. And yes. So a key result that I found is that in 100 years, if the sea level rose by just 1 meter, an annual flood, which is a flood with the 1 year return level, it'll crest about 1.04 meters higher than today's worst case 100-year disaster. So that really puts it into perspective on how rare a rare catastrophe today, it'll become the routine flood of the future. And this is what I learned overall. I learned a lot from this program. I learned about data manipulation and cleaning messy data sets using pandas. And I also learned how to visualize data to turn numbers into an actual story. And then I also now have some new tools in my tool belt after learning how to create a web app through Streamlit and how to publish my work on GitHub for everyone else to see. And most importantly, I was able to see how my studies in computer science really relates to the real world. And I gained more appreciation for what I'm learning now because I saw how it can help people. So that's all I have for today. Thank you to the SCIPE and Cyber Infrastructure Summer Immersion Program for allowing me to have this opportunity, and to Dr. Alex Stokes for leading this group, and then also my two mentors, Gerardo and Abhishek, for helping me through this process. And down there, I have my email if you have any questions, and then my GitHub as well. And my dashboard is linked, and if you scan this QR code, you can pull up the dashboard on your phone as well.
Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Does anyone have any questions?
Hi, it's Sam Glickman here. I had a comment just in case you were interested. UHero published a couple months ago a statewide public views on sea level rise report. So UHero is doing work on this, and if you're interested in maybe continuing this work, they might be interested in something like this. I'm going to post the link to their report in the chat, so we can
Nice. Yeah.
everyone can look at that. But yeah, great job. It's a very important issue.
Thank you.
Thank you.